Hello and welcome to this episode of Car Talk with Wally. Thank you for tuning in, and today we are going to be discussing my top 5 automotive reveals of 2020. Coming in at number 4 on the list is a brand and a car that is very near and dear to my heart. As you can see by the hat that's on my head, I have a very big affinity for the Volkswagen brand. I've actually owned 2 sporty Volkswagens, the first being a 2013 Volkswagen GLI 6-speed manual Autobahn and a 2017 Volkswagen GTI S. Really enjoyed those vehicles. That's why I just had to include the 2022 GTI on this list. Let's talk about the industry impact of the Volkswagen GTI. Launched in 1976, it still follows that same basic format that it did all the way back then. You drop a very powerful engine into a traditional Golf, you upgrade the suspension, enhance the interior and exterior, and give it those sporty elements that the GTI is known for. Let's talk about the design of the 2020 GTI. On the exterior, the car maintains the same basic hatchback shape that it's known for. However, it's giving a more modern front and rear end. Also, if you look at the headlamps, are very much sleeker when compared to the previous generation model. But it's also interesting how they integrated those fog lamps into the honeycomb grille. The interior, however, is where things really get interesting when you look at the GTI. LED screens dominate the cabin. When you look at the gauge cluster as well as the infotainment center, that is where things really get interesting and creates a modern look and feel to the cabin. But also, if you look at the seats as well as the ambient lighting, that's where those sporty elements are brought back into the GTI and really makes it known for that fresh and really modern but premium look that really defines GTIs as of late. Let's talk about technology and innovation of the 2022 GTI. As I mentioned previously, the large screens in the interior really dominate the cabin. But an interesting feature that it also includes is touch-sensitive controls. Touch-sensitive controls are very controversial in the automotive industry because a lot of people don't like them. But the industry in general is heading in that direction, so it'll be interesting to see if Volkswagen does like everyone else, which is starting off with touch-sensitive controls and then adding back physical buttons. So it's definitely a mind game that, is played here. So we'll see how it works to their advantage. Safety features that we've now come to expect on luxury vehicles are now trickling down into the mainstream vehicles as either standard or available features. The GTI is no different in that respect. Either available or standard is lane keep assist, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, and automated emergency braking. Let's be honest. The upcoming 2022 GTI is an evolution piece. It's not going to set the world on fire when it comes to technology and innovation. But I would be remiss if I did not at least give honorable mention to some of the other variants that exist within the Golf lineup. This includes the GolfR, which is definitely a performance favorite throughout the world. It includes 330 horsepower for the upcoming model and that very special torque vectoring all-wheel drive system. Some of the other models that should probably, be featured in the US market but are not, hint Volkswagen, is the GTD, which is the diesel version of the GTI. And as well as they have a hybrid version of this vehicle, which is the GTE. So these are variants that really create a well-rounded lineup within the GT, if you will, brand. Performance is the sole reason for purchasing a GTI versus the traditional Golf. It still uses that 2.0 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine from the previous generation model, but takes it up a notch with 242 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. The GTI still features two incredible transmissions to propel this vehicle. One being this 6-speed manual transmission, yay, save the manuals, or a 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. All of these elements come together to give great performance for the GTI, and we're expecting a 0 to 60 time of well under 6 seconds, just based on the previous generation model. You also get some very interesting performance features that come together with the engine and transmission and really make this vehicle dance appropriately, such as limited slip differential, active dynamic chassis control, as well as Dynamics Driving Manager. The GTI is one of the best cars you can buy, period. It's just that good, folks. Just as Car and Driver, it's been on their 10 best list for 15 consecutive years. Crazy. I'm just saying. Drive one. You may be asking, so when can I actually purchase this vehicle that you're going on and raving about? So the 2022 Volkswagen GTI will become available in late 2021, as we stated, as a 2022 model. So it is expected to start below $30,000, so around 29 and change, which is very interesting because I believe that I purchased my 2017 GTI just above 20,000. Obviously I got a discount, but it's going to be very interesting because the price is definitely creeping up on this vehicle. It's crazy, but this is definitely a good vehicle to shop if you are in the market for a hot hatch or just something usable and fun. But that is it for our number 4 vehicle on this list. Thank you for tuning in to Car Talk with Wally, and make sure that you check out all of our additional vehicles. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much for joining, and have a great day.